Hey guys, I'm captnduck and this is DFVIDTUTS2015. In this episode I'm going to, well, try and cover all the basics that a new player for Dwarf Fortress needs, which will mean this probably will be a very long video, or maybe I'll snip it into pieces somehow, or I don't know. There's a lot we need to learn. Before we start though, let me show you a couple of things. First of all, I've made a new play along edition. So if you want to have the exact same fortress I have here, the exact same screen, go here and download it. And yeah, I'll put a link below the video, so look there, so you don't have to type in all this. So yeah, if you want to play along, play along. Or maybe you started your fort somewhere completely different and found your own nice little volcano, that's fine as well, but we'll need to do a couple of things. So in the previous videos I talked about the consoles, and I'm hoping you understand the 3D nature of Dwarf Fortress. If you don't, go look at the previous video where I explained that. If not, well, the basics basically use shift comma and shift dot for going up and down levels. Oh yeah, also maybe I should tell this again, I have the Keycast OW thing running at the side here, which is not a normal Dwarf Fortress thing. It's a little program I'm using that shows which keys I'm pressing, so every key I press gets shown there. Okay, well then on to the real meat and potatoes. Let's start our fortress, and we should do a couple of things. We'll need to mine. We need to mine an entrance into a fortress. We'll need to chop down some trees, designate stockpiles, and build some workshops. Let's start with chopping down trees. Trees are these things on the right here. If you press K, you can look at things, and this is an ash trunk. And if I go up some levels, it's pretty obvious that these things are trees. So let's cut down one, and we do that by going to the D menu for designations. Here's where you actually give orders to your dwarves, and here are a lot of options in this menu. If you're outside, it's usually centered and T is the option. If you're somewhere below ground, if you press D, usually mine is the first option that is selected. So take a good look if you're at the right option here. If not, press T for chopping down trees, or D for mining, but more about mining in a second. And to chop down a tree, just go to it with the arrow keys, press enter where you want, and press enter again. You have to press enter twice because you're actually making a square. And yeah, I just selected this one tree now, but I could also use a square to do multiple, like these three over here, these four even. With a big tree like this, if you do a tile, select this anywhere, it'll just cut down one tile and it'll cut down the entire tree. It's a tall tree apparently. Okay, well, I've chopped some trees to be cut down, but they'll need to be brought somewhere. Well, let's wait a second before I explain you stockpiles. First, let's dig into the mountain and make our home somewhere. Now, I've prepared a spot up the mountain here. If you go up the mountain here with a whole lot of levels, there is a nice flat area over here, and I think this is a great spot to start our fortress. There's also some trees here, so let's get those out of the way, chop them all down. We'll need all the wood anyway. And we can actually start our fortress here. Now I'm going to try and design a nice looking fortress with the magma mode and everything, and we can do a magma mode because there is a volcano here. And first I'll need to set that up and design a little spot for this, and I'll get you mining as well. Maybe we'll do a little side entrance. Or we'll just start with planning our main staircase, because I do want that here somewhere. Yeah, when you're going to design your fortress, a lot of people ask me about fort design, and well, there's some basics I can give you about that. And point one, I can't do a whole lot, but well, I can try at least. Point one is we'll need to make farms. We'll need to make farms sooner rather than later. You need to make farms in the soil. And the soil is, if you look with K, is like a couple of levels below the surface. And if you look at K at the edge here, you can't see here because it's blackness. You can see here because, well, yeah, it's on the outside. Here we see that this level is made out of probably entirely made out of peat, and it's nice to have a nice flat area with lots of these grasses on, where you can go under and dig out your farm. So I do want that here somewhere. Let me think about design for a second, and I'll be right back. Okay, I designed a couple of things. Here you can see some down arrows, which will be channels. Here I'm telling my dwarves basically to dig down. And if I look down a level, then here I can see a whole lot more, and this will basically be designing the fortress. If I press D again for this menu, you can also see some more numbers in here. This is the priority system, which you can change with minus and plus, by the way. I'll make another video about advanced mining, which goes more into that. For now, just know that, well, the lower the number, the higher the priority, the faster the dwarves will do it. And what I'm going to build here, all these 7s here are going to be a moat. I'm actually not going to dig this out. I'm trying to try and avoid these 7s, so I can have a nice magma moat around my fortress entrance here. Then build walls around that, and will look a lot better later. And yeah, we're going to enter the fortress by using a channel here. And I guess I should really tell you about the commands, the mining commands first, because it is kinda hard. Let me bring out the old picture. This is something I've done in the previous versions as well. This picture shows you basically dwarf fortresses from the side. Let's say, let's move it like here, so we see both things. Now we're seeing dwarf fortress from the top, and here in this picture we're seeing it from the side. And every tile in dwarf fortress has like 2 states, which you can also see here, the green and the blocky parts. There's like a floor part of the tile and a main part of the tile. That's what you see. Here's 2 tiles of air with the dwarf standing there, which is standing on the floor tile of the tile below there. And well, of this set basically. And yeah, that's also how stairs work and ramps. Ramps are what you also see on the side here. That's these triangles. And they dig out things like that, but they can give really weird setups. If I show that in Dwarf Fortress as well, you can see like the floor. If I press K again, you see this is like a peat wall, and this is, well, there's some grass around here and an upward slope, so you see the slope on the tile. And here's pebbles, and there's also weird things, but if I got those away, I'd see a peat wall floor. And yeah, that's how the tiles work, and that's how you need to dig around that, and yeah, use that mechanic, use how to dig like this, to actually make things in Dwarfort. And yeah, so we're starting with the ramp here. We're actually channeling. Yeah, like this tile, this little picture shows you what happens if you channel. Then you remove the floor of the tile you're standing on and the tile below that. So if we're doing this, it'll also automatically create a ramp like that. Nowadays, this is an old picture. You channel out that, then the dwarves can go down level. You can also do things with upstairs and downstairs, which I'll also use in a little bit to go down. That's the plan anyway. If I go down here, you'll see I'll build some other things there, and that's actually downstairs. Because I don't want an upstairs here, I want a hallway down here. And then I can go below that. And here's the best tip I can give you. If you press I for up downstairs, these work basically on every level. If you don't want to think about digging all that much in on that little list over here, just remember to dig out up downstairs on every level. Also, you can use the mouse in this menu, which I forgot for a second. So now I'm going to yeah, let my dwarves dig out down to here, and here I'm going to make something which I do in every fortress. Let's make a central staircase. On the level below here, yeah, I'm digging out this. That's also priority 4, that's normal. And actually, let's do this a whole lot of times. So we have one central staircase for a fortress to use. And that'll make navigation a little bit easier, although it is a tad heavy on the FPS. There's better ways to do things, but for now, for me teaching this, it's easier as well. Now I'm also doing a little trick where I'm got the core out. You can also just use those digging commands on multiple levels, which I was just doing without really explaining it, sorry. I select some digging here, whatever, and go up a level or 2 or 3, and then if I go down again, you see it selected the whole area for digging. And if you made an error and you want to remove it, press X, and then you can move it. And this also works on multiple levels at the same time. So yeah, that's how you dig out bigger things. However, do not ever dig out multiple levels of mining, like right under each other, or that's channeling what I'm thinking of, because it can be really problematic and dwarves can easily get themselves stuck. So be especially careful with channeling. This is the thing you should never ever do, to channel on multiple levels like this. This will definitely fuck up some parts will probably collapse, wound your dwarves. Never ever channel on multiple levels. That's the best tip I can give you. Let's remove that because we don't want to dig out that weird thing. We want to make some nice rooms here. So now I've designated the central staircase with a room in the middle for a statue, which I'll show later, to here. And well, if I unpause the game and actually start, then the dwarves will start digging here. But there's a couple of other things we have to do before we unpause. And let's make stockpiles. Like we were cutting out the wood earlier in the video, and we need to bring that wood somewhere. And that's what we do with stockpiles. It's the B button, and here you have a whole list of options here. You can't move around that list, but minus and plus. That's for the bins. Leave that at normal. That's not very interesting at the moment. Or 5, whatever. Let's see. What I want to make here are some wood stockpiles. That'll give the dwarves a stockpile. They'll bring it there. Let's put it here inside. You know what? It doesn't matter for now. I'll remove these stockpiles later anyway. What I'm going to do here is just press enter on the corners. I've selected W to go for the wood stockpile, then enter on the corner, shift to move faster, enter again to place it. Let's do that one more time. W to go to here, enter, shift, move, and just press enter, so you place the stockpile. This needs to be on the right level. If you build it like you're looking at like a level above here, which seems like the right level, and you try and place it, it will not work. It will only build on the right level on the ground. Another thing we'll need for the start is a refuse stockpile, and let's build that over here. That's it for starting stockpiles, which we'll need. Now, next step. Well, we're not done yet, and we can't unpause yet. And actually, that's the story of doing things. Let's build some workshops. And that's with B and W. B is for the build menu, where you have a whole lot of options you need to build, and we'll go over those later. But BW is one of the best things you'll need to remember. This builds workshops. Workshops is where dwarves build their items. What I want to build now is a couple of carpenters, because we'll need to do something with the wood we have. That's let's see, C for a carpenter, not E. And I'm going to place 2 of these carpenters right here next to the carpenter's workshop. I also, for the start, need a craftworks workshop. Let's build 2 of those as well. And then we're almost out of stuff. The best option you can do for a new player as well, build a butchery. Yeah, so things will automatically get butchered if you get them. Well, let's wait 1 second with that. We'll build a butcher antenna later. Okay, now I'm thinking we're actually done and we can unpause. We've given our first commands to the dwarves. They'll start digging out here. They'll start chopping down the trees. And let's do that. Oh, let's actually move back here. And then pause. You see the dwarves moving away. You can actually follow them as well. If I press V to go to a dwarf near here and then press F, it'll follow this dude and he's chopping down trees. There's not much trees here, but yeah, he's going to a tree, taking a little time, and then chopping it down. And yeah, when it chops down, it chops a whole lot of logs, and we can use those for a fortress. Let's find the other dwarves. I prepared a hotkey with F2 as well, which I did in the previous video. For those of you who haven't seen that, I should at least say that, I guess. With capital H, Shift H, you can go to this menu, press F2 anywhere, and press Z, or that's like any of the hotkeys, F3 for example, then press Z here, and then I can zoom to a place. Starting hotkey is F1. I can also use F2 to get here, and F3 is the one I just made now to zoom there. So that's how I got up the mountain so quickly. Another way to find your dwarves is going by the U menu, and let's see. Let's find the mining dwarf over here. Press Z on him, and here we can see he's digging out the mines. Everything I designated. He's dug the little hallway here, and now he's going down. And then Dwarfort just crashed. God damn it! Oh man, that's bad. Didn't save after like designing all this either, so I'll have to do all that again. But you'll just see that all in a second. Okay, and I'm back. It's weird. I've already had like 2 crashes in recording these DFVIDTUTS, and normally I don't have that many crashes. It might be the latest version of the Dwarf Fortress, maybe starter pack, which is a shame. Dwarf Fortress probably won't crash as much when you're playing it. Normally you can play for hours and hours on end without crashing, but it sometimes happens. Had some tough luck with my streams as well lately. Anyway, I have given the same commands again. Do you dig out this part a little bit faster so this is a bit more normal? There we go. Now, yeah, looks like the dwarves are actually digging and doing their thing and going here. So yeah, this is what we should design so far. Now we've got an entrance into a fortress, and I've got a nice little passage here which we'll use later on to defend our fort. This is our like final line of defense. This is why I dug in the fort here and made a central staircase here, so we can put some traps between here and the bridge to keep any nasty enemies out. But for now we'll need to connect our fortress to the farms, which will be very useful. Or maybe, because this video is getting very long, maybe I'll just end the video with, not with having the farms made yet, but with having at least a dining room, which is something your dwarves will want anyway. Okay, so first of all, let's let the dwarves dig out a little bit more. You can see them going down here, and they're finding all sorts of stuff. You can see that in the yellow down here. If I press A, then there's a list here of what all the dwarves have found, and I found bituminous coal, which is very good, and silver, all sorts of stuff which they've seen in the wall, and every time they see like a new thing, they'll give a little message. Like, what's the blue stuff here? Microcline. It's very common stuff, but not used to it in this style set. It's the Space Fox style set, by the way. Anyway, dwarves are digging. Let's follow one of them. Again, if I press V, find one, press F, then the game, once it's not paused at least, you can follow dwarves. And digging them is taking them a while. They're digging through solid rock here. digging to solid rock does just take a while. Also, back at the surface, workshops are probably done, which we queued up, the carpenters and the craft dwarfs. And let's build a couple more. I was talking about build a butchery and a tannery, build those near to the refuse stockpile somewhere. I'm going to build those here. So butchery, I'm doing this so fast and used it to this from the streams. So butchery is a workshop, that's BWU for the butchery, U for butcher. Place that somewhere near your refuse stockpile and press enter a couple of times. Same thing actually, from the same menu you press N, or from the main menu you press BWN, build workshop, N for tanner, and place that somewhere here, press enter a couple of times and you'll get it. By pressing enter we were building them with wood, but hey, we got a ton of wood around, that's fine. Now, yeah, these other two will be built, but these workshops will need to interact with them, and you do that by the Q button. Q interacts with workshops and buildings, and you can give orders then. And let's use that to go to this carpenter shop over here and give a couple of orders. We want some beds for our dwarves. So let's make some beds. And if I go on A, so Q to go there, A to add a new task, then I can select options. Plus and minus and slash and star on the new keypad. You can go to this list quickly, and or you can just press one of the buttons you want. Like I know I want beds, so I'm going to press B, and to do that fast, I'm going to press that a couple more times. We have 7 dwarves, so we need 7 beds, but I like starting out with 8 beds. But you know what? For now, we'll just build all the beds we can. It's like 10 beds. Let's also build some tables and chairs for them to eat out. It's basically the same idea. Use Q in the menu somewhere, move to a workshop, press A to add something, and then you choose the thing. In this case it's a table. It's somewhere here on page 2, that's T. And if I press AT, I build a queue up for tables really fast. Also want some chairs for them to sit at, and it's a C. So A, C, A, C, A, C. And while we're at it, make some extra wheelbarrows, which you need to select by going down here because it doesn't have a shortcut yet. That's a good starting set for these 2 carpenters. Okay, and let's also give an option, something to build for these craft dwarfs. What I want, well, for now, build me some wooden bolts. I have a hunter with me, which actually should be hunting at the moment. Well, maybe he isn't, but he'll need wooden bolts to hunt, so let's queue up wooden bolts here. In the other workshop, we'll need to make nest boxes, but let's do that later. I'll leave that for the next video, which will be about basic food making. Yeah, that's probably a better way to split these videos. So now I've queued up a lot of orders, and if I press escape and space again, some work will do that. I hope at least. Someone actually is doing that. Let's take a look at V. That's Dwarf Dodo, who is our carpenter apparently. He's constructing the beds and he'll do all these things. It's one of the dwarfs I've set up in the embark profile to do all the wood jobs. He might get a little bit busy though. Like miners also might get busy and get distracted from mining. Which I should also tell you. Like, what are they doing now? You know, they aren't mining, but let's say they aren't mining. Let's say they are storing an item in a stockpile, which the other dwarves are doing. But I don't want that. I want my miners to be mining. Now, in comes the job system, the labor system of Dwarf Fortress, which is a very complicated thing. Let me tell you the basics at least. If you do it via Dwarfort, you can just use U to select the dwarf you want, Z to go to him, then P to go to his profile labor, and then L to change his labors. That's a long list. Let's do that again. So that is U, Z, U for the list, Z on the dwarf you want, P to go to this list, and then L for the labor. And then you get to the list here where you can change his labors. And hey, hauling is an option here. I don't want him to be hauling, I want him to be mining. So let's turn off hauling by pressing Shift Enter here. And now you won't do any hauling anymore. You could also press Enter and turn them off one by one, but Shift Enter is a lot faster. Let's also do this with the other dwarf. So Z, P, L, move here with minus and plus on the numeric keypad, Shift Enter on hauling. Now he'll never haul again. He's relieved from hauling, and yeah, he'll just dig and not haul any stuff. And hauling is the thing which brings the wood to the stockpiles, basically. That's why this dwarf is going around and hauling woods from all over the place to this wood stockpile. There's also a better way to do that, which I should also really tell, and that is the dwarf therapist. And that's actually a utility in the dwarf starter pack. And if you go in your lazy new pack, which should be up and running on the side, you have the dwarf therapist here. If you start that, you get this program. Maybe you need to press read dwarves sometimes, and you get a list of all your dwarves. And this is the same list we had in the game, basically, but then vertical like this instead of horizontal in subcategories. And you can turn off and turn on jobs for all your dwarves. And yeah, if you're using my embark profile, the DFVIDTUTS2015 embarks profile, then all the dwarves will have settings like this. And you can also sort this, by the way. Let's have press mining here, and that put the two miners on top. And here are all the hauling things, and hey, look at that, there are more things here now. And construction is finally in the game. Oh, nice. I was missing that in the streams. And well, if you press right click here, you can toggle hauling, and that turns hauling all on again, basically. Well, normally you have an option. It will probably look something like this when you start, but when you would turn it off, you turn off hauling. Well, that turns on alchemy because it's in the same category. That's not really a problem. We'll just do it again. And now all these will be removed, and that will only happen when I press this button here to commit changes. So that's another way to look at the labors of your dwarves, and if they aren't doing a job, if you're like a dwarf who you just built a glassmaker, and I got no glassmaker, so no one will actually build the glassmaking job. You actually need to give one of your dwarves the glassmaking job, just like that. So that's another important way to look at that, and yeah, the dwarf therapist is the better way to do that. But yeah, it is nice that you know the in-game way as well, since this is an external program. Okay, so that's the basics of hauling. Let's see, is there anything else? Well, I need to connect as well to the other places. Digging down here is almost done. Let's wait until that is done. Let's show you a couple more things which I should really show. If I go back, or well, to any one of these places, I should show you the I menu now. Now look, I should show you that. The I menu is a menu for zones, and if you press I, you have no idea you need to make a zone. But what is a zone? Well, a zone is where dwarves do some special things. It's different from designations. Designations are done, and basically then the designation is removed. Zones are for some things which are repeated. And some things, like also my cat Irma says hi, like drinking. You can make a zone here. If I press, so I go with I to this menu, then I press enter to make a zone. You shift to move around fast. And now I've made a zone here, and I can select some options for that zone. And for now I'm going to select here is my drinking zone. That's W for water source. And now if my dwarves are thirsty, there's no more booze around in my fortress, they'll go here and get some water. You can also put down some fishing zones, which is also nice to do. Let's see, let's make another zone over here. This is for fishing. And you know what, let's be crazy, let's put down another fishing zone there. Also probably a good move to do a fishing zone over one of these little ponds with the numbers. Then you might have turtles. And Yeah, that's what you should do with water at least. Okay, well that's about the basics for zones. There's more complicated zones later. This'll do for now. Let's pause once again. Also, it's raining. As you can see, it's probably somewhere in the menu here. Yeah, it has started raining. That's all these blue dots which are flickering around. Here. I got hier maar onze tandje, huh? That's okay since we're waiting for the miners to be done. Let's focus on the miners. And dig out maybe the staircase a couple of levels too deep. That's fine. As long as they don't hit the caves, it's fine. Caves is something you'll find if you dig too deep. If you're a new player, I'll talk more about them in these basics videos, but not for now yet. Or maybe I should handle that in this video. I think they're done. Yeah, they don't have a job anymore. Good. So they've dug out this entire staircase, which is just made out of up-down staircases all the way down, and with down stairways here on tops, and the middle is just mined out, so it does have a floor basically. Now we'll need to connect that to these places on the left here where I want to make my farming rooms. But I don't want to touch these places, these 7s, because that's where I want my moat later. So, well, we can just go down a level and go around that. There's no problem. Well, let's still go down an extra level deeper. There's no real problem with going directly below the magma, but for today, maybe if something else falls through the magma moat, we'll have a problem, but I doubt it, but should usually be fine. I forgot the level. Let's turn that off for a second. Okay, it was the ground level. So, yeah, this level, going one down, one more. Let's dig out a little wall. Let's go to the left here, and that's fine. Now we'll need to connect this to the top part here. I like using those rooms as well. Maybe I'll redesign around this. You know what? Yeah. I don't want the force here. Let's remove this. X in the designating menu is to remove things like that. I'm going to do something special here. I'm going to use some up-down staircases. Well, up staircase here, because I don't want to go to the level below here. So I'm starting here because I'm starting at the bottom and digging up. I'm starting with an up staircase. Level above that, I'm using an up-down staircase, which are, you know, go up and down. Level above that, that's where I want to actually make the farms. I'll use J for a down staircase, because I don't want these to reach up and go to the surface and just go around all my defenses. That's not something I want. And I'll build some rooms around here. Yeah, here next to the magma is fine. Well, the moat will be fine later. We'll put it a couple of tiles away. Doesn't matter much anyway. Extra safety. Let's say we do this. It's kind of ugly. No, I don't want it like this. Doing some fast commands here to dig it to my liking, basically. Now put back the down staircases. Let's leave out the middle. So got an up staircase here, up down here, down here, and that enters into this big field which we're digging. Now I like having like 8 of these rooms for my farms, which is a lot, but it works. So let me dig out 8 of them. It's also, I guess, a good enough idea for another primer on priorities, because I want to start digging out these rooms first, and these other ones aren't as important. So let's say I'll put this one in importance 3, let's put these two top ones at importance 5. And side ones here on 2. And we also need to make ways between them. I like doing that in the middle. And using all the buttons here to change the priorities. That shouldn't be a 5, that should be a 3. 2. There, now all the rooms are connected. Well, now all the rooms are connected. And I'll be using those for farms. Okay, let's start digging this out. To give you another demonstration of basic digging, basically. You see the dwarves mining out here. That's all ones with the priority. And if you go up, now they are going up levels and digging out here. And let me show them dig for a little while. While all this is happening, more trees are being cut on the surface. These orders are being made. Like he's actually made some wooden bolts already. And get some more council hunt because there are no more ammunition because he didn't make enough. That'll stop automatically. And we'll see the priority and system in action in a moment. They should not go here nor here, but go for these rooms on the left. But first they'll clean out these middle rooms. Here. Oh. Oh dear. Meow. Cats need attention, that's important. But I'm making things for the internet, and yeah, look at that. They cleared out this room and they didn't touch the walls. That's the priority system in action, so that's how you use that to your advantage. And I'm really done with digging here. Now they should go to the left. And there you go. So yeah, that's a little bit of the basics on digging and priorities. I would also like, at least for this video, to also build the chairs and the tables and the wheelbarrows and stuff like that. And I really think we should do that in a rock floor, like this one. There's the jet wall. This is probably all jet. There's some coal beneath there as well. Let's dig out. Let's dig out things in the level below. Let's put that on priority 1, so it'll go faster than the stuff we dug upstairs. And I do like that, like exactly around my thing. Or maybe not. Let's do a little bit of a special design because we want like 4 rooms here anyway. Like the little flower sort of swastika thing, which is also used before. Look at what I'm doing here. I'm adding 4 rooms to the central staircase, which I'll be able to use in the future. And they're big rooms. And they should dig out this room which has priority 1 faster than they finish digging up here. And yeah, they've stopped their digging job and now they're digging here. And I'll be able to use this room as a dining room for my dwarves. And I can make a bedroom here as well. And we'll need the tables and stairs for that though. Let's also give the woodcutter, who is that actually? That's not the woodcutter, but the butcher. Yeah, he's making wooden bolts. Let's make sure Dwarf Dodo is not doing any hauling jobs anymore. Let's do that with the dwarf therapist. Let's find Dwarf Dodo. That's you. A little tip, I'm going to put an alchemy here, then double right click, then hauling. Put that on, and now he won't do any hauling anymore, and he'll focus on making these wood bolts. And in the meanwhile, my digging is going on. Okay, I need the tables to finish, and at least I want these 2 rooms to be dug out. So I'm going to pause the video for a second. Okay, and we're back. All the digging, well, most of the digging here is done, and things are going fine here too. All the orders in the shops here have been made as well. So we can move on to what I hope will be the last part of the video. Also, let's set up some more hotkeys, because they are very useful. Let's set up a hotkey F3 here, so we can instantly go to the farms. Let's set up a hotkey F4 here, so we can instantly go to there. You could also name them, but I usually don't even bother. And Irma is still not not happy. Okay, so let's set up this place. I want to make at least a dining room and a bedroom for our dwarves, so they can eat and sleep in a nice place. So let's do that. And a nice thing to start with maybe is to hide all the rubble here, so it looks a tad nicer. Now there's also the things here, because I mined here. There's some jet stones lying around, and there's some bituminous coal around, because I mined here, and that's what was in his walls. And these are fine, and them being here is fine. If I move and make a stockpile, like a stone stockpile, they might get moved there, but like a stone stockpile, but you never should make a stone stockpile too big. That'll get all your dwarves hauling, and that's something you don't want. What I'm going to just do and hide this stuff, and that you can do with the DB menu. That's D and then D for designations, B for buildings and item properties, where you can do a couple of things like claiming items. For now I'm going to just use the hide command, that's H, and then you can designate like normal with enter and selecting the corners. So that's DBH, and then select the corners. Oh, wrong buttons, DBH, yeah. Now, if I press escape, it's hidden. It's still there though. If I press DBH again, you can see all the hidden items. You can also press capital H to start unhiding them. But I want them hidden. So now the rooms are nice and empty. Why not do the bottom room also while we're at it? And now let's set up some stuff in them. I want a dining room and a bedroom, or a dormitory even. Let's start with the bedroom, so our dwarves have some place to sleep, and that's as simple as pressing B, then B again for a bed. So that's BB. Then you can move around the cursor, place the beds anywhere you want. I'm going to do that in this room, and this will be a giant dormitory. So I'm just going to press enter again, and then you go back to list. If you want to speed this up a little bit, go to bed in this list with the plus and minus keys. Then you press enter, 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 move somewhere you want, enter, enter, and then 3 times enter. Move move somewhere you want, enter, 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 move somewhere, and go on. And like this, I'm placing some beds for my dwarves. And now I'm out of beds. Well, that's fine. Let's also place the tables, which goes in the same way. Press T, or it's somewhere down the list here. D for table. And now I can place them somewhere, and I'd like to place them in here. Now what you got to remember about tables is dwarves can't walk over tables. It blocks the tile basically. So you got to design your dining room in such a way that the dwarves can't get stuck. And maybe we'll do a little bit of different design and build like a big table over here. Or multiple tables. Yeah, I'll do something like this. I can press enter, enter, enter again, and place all the tables. Now let's place chairs next to them. That's C, or BC. Press them somewhere, and I think the fast option for now is just press C at the right time and place them. I'll make place more tables and chairs in those rooms. 4 is good enough for now. And now if I unpause, they'll start building things, but there's also another thing. I built some extra doors, which you build by, at the carpenter with AD. Let's queue up some more. We'll probably need a whole lot of doors in the future. Now if I go back here with F4, I can also place those doors, and I'll place those in the little like cavities here where you enter the room, so we have a nice door to enter the room. Already made 2 earlier secretly, so now these doors will also be placed, and that's nice. Actually, let me show you why I'm placing these doors. I'll just place them on one side for now. And now I'm boss, and now, yeah, the dwarves will need to start bringing all these items in. These items, which are here in the workshops at the moment, because I don't have a proper workshop stockpile for them yet. I can press in, I can look in this workshop, I press a T for that. And yeah, now they'll be dragged from there, from here, down to this level. And yeah, some dwarves actually need to go and take the time to do that. But yeah, here come all the beds. You know what, while we're at it, why not queue up some more stuff? So we're making more doors here. We'll probably want more beds as well in the future. So queue up a couple of those, and never have enough wooden bolts for hunting. So another load of those as well. Now let's wait for this to fill up and have all the tables placed. And all the beds placed, and the chairs, and the doors. Because then we can set up the room, because this is not enough. You also need to set up the room. Okay, now I'd like them to have the door done as well. There we go. He moved the rock out of the way, and now the door is placed. Okay, now let's make a room out of these. And we can do that by, well, for the dining room, make it starting it from the table. Use Q to go to, yeah, building options, then use the arrows to get to where you want. Not the chair, because that makes a study / throne room. Make it out of the table to make a dining room. Then press R. Now you get an option of where the room is, and it also starts with a small little place around the table, which you can make bigger and smaller with plus and minus. Now it's max space. You can make it smaller again or larger, and yeah, just make it max size for the room you dug this room in. Press enter, and now this is dining room. Now you should also make this a meeting hall, which is where, if you're going to get new dwarves, they'll go to the meeting hall, so you need a meeting hall. So let's make a meeting hall out of this by pressing H. And then, oh, I just noticed that the fucking dwarf fortress window has moved, and you probably didn't see all the hotkeys properly. I'm sorry. Yeah. I had a crash between these takes, so I had to do a couple of things again, and that messed up my dwarfort window. Yay. Anyway, you have your other commands. So now this room is built, it's a meeting hall. This is good. Now let's do the same thing with the bed. And yeah, you press Q again, go to the bed you want, then press R to make a room out of it, and then press plus now. I keep pressing plus, it leaks out of the room, and that's because there's no door there. That's why I built the door. So if you press plus, it won't leak out of the room. Now luckily, if I build a door now, it doesn't even need to be done. I just place a door in here. It isn't even built yet. Let's try and make it, try making the room again, and hey, now it doesn't leak out. And now we have a nice room. And for your first bedroom should be a dormitory. This will mean that dwarves won't take the room for themselves, for just themselves, and only then they will sleep in there. Now all your dwarves will go to this room to sleep. And that's a good way for new dwarves to come to your fortress and to sleep there. You could also make single bedrooms. Then your dwarves will like that as well. Then you don't need to make it a dormitory, then don't set any of the options. Just make it a room like this, press enter, and just make 7 little rooms like that. And yeah, then your dwarves will also be happy. You can also press X to, no, that's the wrong button, sorry. You can press free F for free the bed to stop doing that. And yeah, now we set up our bedroom and our meeting hall, and here's one of the little things of the meeting hall. If you have animals in your fortress, especially dogs, they like to go from meeting hall to meeting hall. So if you have a meeting hall here, all your animals will probably walk to this place at one spot. which gives its own set of problems, since I have, like, here's coming the chickens and some water buffaloes. These water buffaloes need, like, grass to eat though, and if I leave it like this, they'll go to there and they'll die because they'll starve. So let's make another meeting hall up top here for now. Like I'll do it here. That's by making a zone, by the way. Just make a zone, and then you can make that zone a meeting area as well. And with this, the animals and all the dwarfs, which will do nothing, will like move between this meeting hall over here and the meeting area outside here. And that way your grazers, those oxens, will... Uh-oh, is it crashing again? Oh, that's saving. Because it's summer. Yeah, it's one of the first season has passed, so I guess that's also a good point to stop the video. Because things are going fast and we need to get food up, and I want to do that in the next video. Looks like digging on all the food rooms is done, or nearly done anyway. That'll be... So we're nice and set up for that. Yeah, I think we got enough for Dwarfort's basics for now. Then you should know all the commands to... Well, if you can do this, what I've just done here, then you can probably figure out the rest of the commands yourself. It's just a combination of building workshops to build things, and then placing the things you've made with B in this list, for example. And there's a whole lot of options there. Just look at them slowly and you'll find them slowly. Okay. Yeah, I think that's be it for this video. The next video I'll tackle starting up a early basic food farm. I'll keep that easy, and we'll do some other things like maybe building a basic defense as well. But yeah, next video for that. For this one, I hope you guys enjoyed. It was fun doing this, and I'll see you guys later. Hey guys, here's a quick little note to show you my Patreon page. It's patreon.com/DFVIDTUTS. This is a site where you can give artists like me money, so we can get a little bit more stable income per month. Please think about supporting me here. It would mean a lot to me, and then I could focus more on making videos. Also, as an added bonus, you can get yourself dwarfed. There's a dwarfing list, and if you sign up for the Patreon for at least $1, you can get into that, and then you can actually walk around in my fortress. Well, at least your name will walk around in my fortress. So yeah, please think about supporting me on the Patreon.